Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a group of Kentucky students spend some time outdoors while learning the joys of reading. And an Eastern Kentucky band celebrates the release of a brand new album that's on the way.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Monday morning, Mountain News this morning. Jim Freeman along. Glad you're along as well. 5:32 a.m. And Brandon Robinson is here talking maybe 80s in this week's weather forecast, Brandon?
Possibility. A good one there, especially on Wednesday. Unfortunately, not today.
Okay.
Not today. Don't get your hopes up just yet, but they're going to be heading higher as the temperatures head higher later this week. Let's take a look at what's going on this morning. Sometimes my mouth gets ahead of my brain there. US 119 up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain, all quiet this morning. Sensor is out there for temperatures, but again, everything looking pretty quiet. They got that camera fixed, looks like, over the weekend there. Temperatures you see anywhere from the low 20s in Irvin up in Estill County to about mid to upper 20s, basically for most of the area of London. At the London Corporate Airport looks to be the warmest there at 29. Heading up into the upper 20s by 9 o'clock this morning for all, 30s by 11 o'clock, and then we'll start to add some clouds in as we get into the upper 40s later today. Not sure where that 51's on there. I have to double check that graphic in a second, but 48 is our forecast high today. 7:25 sunrise this morning, sunset tonight at 7:53. Jim?
Brandon, thank you. A house fire in Beck County has left 2 women dead and a third badly burned. Kentucky State Police said in a release the blaze happened near Kentucky 188 in the Colmar community around 2:30 p.m. Saturday. They say Diana Poff and Walina Reisner of Middlesboro were killed in the fire. The third individual, Winona Poff, was flown to University of Tennessee Medical Center for her injuries. Bell County Sheriff's Department, Bell County Fire Department, and Middlesboro EMS also responded. No foul play is suspected at this time, but the investigation is ongoing. West Virginia State Police say a man from Lincoln County is wanted for allegedly threatening to shoot a Wayne County magistrate. Troopers say Danny Lee Atkins of Branchland is wanted for making terroristic threats. They say threats were made Thursday to shoot a Wayne County magistrate and any law enforcement officer who attempted to arrest Atkins. He is wanted on unrelated charges of strangulation and domestic battery. Anyone with information about Atkins' whereabouts is asked to call West Virginia State Police. Dollywood officials have closed Dropline, their drop tower ride, after a 14-year-old fell to his death at Orlando amusement park Icon Park. Dropline was manufactured by the same company that made the drop tower ride in Florida. Wes Ramey, a spokesperson for Dollywood, said, quote, "We were deeply saddened to hear of the heartbreaking accident at Icon Park in Orlando, Florida. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family during this unimaginably difficult time," end quote. Ramey also says Dollywood does not have the specific ride involved with the incident. Wildlife officials in East Tennessee captured and relocated a 500-pound black bear. The bear was known to dig through garbage, bird feeders, and pet food around the campus of Tusculum University for years. But recently the bear has become more active and has been increasingly damaging property, damaging property around the area. Officials with Tennessee's Wildlife Resource Agency and the Greenville Fire Department helped tranquilize the bear Thursday. Crews then relocated the bear to a remote area in the Cherokee National Forest. People in Lexington will soon have an opportunity to get their record expunged. The city is hosting a clinic and job fair next month. Its focus is to get people help to get past barriers like payments and paperwork and get a second chance. The idea for an expungement clinic was kickstarted by a Kentucky Supreme Court ruling. In late 2021, the court decided to waive expungement fees for low-income Kentuckians with certain violations on their record.
There are folks from all walks of life who would benefit from this, but especially communities of color who have been marginalized would definitely benefit from having the education and getting this work started on their behalf.
The expungement clinic and job fair will be held on April 29th at the Central Bank Center. It lasts from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. During the weekend, the Vet Center in Leestown Road hosted a job fair to help veterans become first responders. Federal agencies, state police, plus city, county, and school districts were all there. It was a one-stop shop for veterans to get information, ask questions, and learn the job requirements. Officials say it's a good way to transition from being in the armed services to serving as a first responder.
We know that throughout this country and in this state, several agencies are very low on staffing, and it was a way to try to figure out to get the best applicants, because we all want the best that this Commonwealth have for first responders. So what better is our veterans?
About 40 veterans turned out for the event. Organizers say they plan to host another job fair this summer. This past weekend, Eastern Kentucky University held its first geocaching event to get people to explore new places differently. Kelly Watson, an associate professor at EKU, says geocaching is like a little treasure hunt, searching for boxes of different sizes that are hidden throughout the landscape. So what you do is download a free app, or you can use a compass. You can then find locations on the app that has geocaching sites, and you can go with your friends, family, or alone to go on an adventure.
We get to explore really cool places. Like I've seen on the app that we've got about 6 geocaches out at Taylor Fork Ecological Area, and I've seen on the comments that people have said, oh, I never even knew this place existed.
The event was the first partnership between EKU and the Taylor Fork Exploration Series. They're hoping to put more events on like this one in the near future. In the effort to revitalize Main Street, a new business has opened in the city of Beattyville and has seen some great success. WYMT's Chaz Jenkins sat down with the owner of Sweet Obsession and has more.
Starting her journey from home, baking for friends and family, expanding to the city's farmers market.
And it went, I guess I baked there for about 2 years. And then I just spontaneously decided to open up on Main Street.
Feeling overwhelmed, seeing a huge amount of success and support.
It really was. I don't think the door stopped opening that day. The phone didn't stop ringing. The city has been wonderful. Our Main Street director has been wonderful. Our whole community has been wonderful.
Wanting to see more businesses set up shop on Main Street.
The city encourages businesses to open here. We don't have a business license requirement. We work as hard as we can to bring new businesses to Main Street.
Still feeling the effects of the town's historic flooding.
Main Street has kind of been a little empty, I guess you'd say. So I think all the new businesses coming to town will bring a really positive attraction to it.
Hoping to put the past behind them and look towards the future.
We've been through so much with COVID and the flood, and I think people have a greater appreciation for small businesses. Allie, like many small businesses, she's a Cinderella story.
Planning to be a permanent addition to the city.
I like making people happy, making people smile. So Cakes does that for me. And Cakes makes me happy.
Offering sweets and treats to the city of Beattyville. Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
May says when Sweet Obsession first opened this past Friday, they saw more than 100 people come out to eat. A new walking trail activity in Montgomery County is designed to help improve children's reading skills. The Story Walk, planned by the community group Leadership Montgomery Class of 2022, opened during the weekend at Botts Park in Mount Sterling. A long stretch of time out of the classroom has left some students falling behind. The members believe an educational stroll out in nature could help.
So this kind of gives a more fun opportunity for kids to get out there and learn how to read.
The walking path at Botts Park is currently lined with pages of the book, If You Give a Pig a Pancake. Members of the Leadership Montgomery class say the book on display in the park will change every month. One stage was rocking in Pikeville during the weekend as a local band celebrated the release of their second album. Beck and the Starlight Review celebrated the release of its second album titled Bloom with the help of the Appalachian Center for the Arts as well as another local band, Zoe Howard and Yellow Line. This show was not only a celebration of the band's accomplishments, but the first of 4 kickoff shows prior to July's Mountain Girl Experience. We spoke to lead vocalist Beck Smallwood about what the title of the album meant to her and her band.
We were just trying to figure out the next step. What do we do? What do we do? And we spent that time writing. So really, we feel like we bloomed as a band. I bloomed as an artist, as a songwriter over the last, couple of years. So it's just a compilation of all those things.
Smallwood said she was excited for the release of Bloom, and you can find the band's album on their website or other music streaming platforms. Just ahead this morning, fans of rock and roll around the world mourn the loss of a musical legend. That's coming up next.
Well, the first half of the week looks fairly quiet. We could see a little action just in time to wrap up the month of March. I'll have the details in about 3 minutes.